Welcome back to another Fantastic Friday episode. I'm your host, Jonathan Frederick. If you like this episode, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can get notified every time a new episode is released.
Hi, my name is Camille Hida, and you are listening to the Heart Healthy Hustle Show by my friend Jonathan Frederick. When I first talked to Jonathan via webinar, I originally met him on Instagram, and I watch his lives, and he's exactly the same. And then listening to his podcast, he's exactly the same in real time. So for that, just that connection with somebody who's real and transparent and extremely authentic with what he says, what he does. I really appreciate people more like that, more so in my life, because for one, I'm a woman of faith. And so when I pray to God, I really want more real people in my life. I don't know what they're going to look like. I don't know. And so, but I am open to receive them. Please, God. I'm tired of all this fake stuff going on. I'm tired of all the people who disappoint me. I want some real people in my life. And Jonathan's one of them. You know, for the fact that he even gave me the time to be in his space, I was really, really shocked by that. I just reached out to him and I was really shocked, but he was totally down to have a conversation. So I appreciate him so much. And I was super nervous though, because he's rubbed shoulders with people that I look up to. One of them being Ed Milet. And so I was extremely excited to speak with Jonathan and just get his advice and learn about him, more so learn about me. But he has a way of asking questions, which I really appreciate, because when I'm listening to his podcast, I'll have a question in my mind like, oh my gosh, I want to ask that person this. And then Jonathan will ask them. So if he doesn't understand it, or he's like not very clear about it, like I feel like, oh, I don't know if that makes sense. And then he'll go ahead and dive deeper into it, which I'm like, wow, he like read my mind. And so I really appreciate the space that he's created on his podcast. He's like a brother. I call him my brother because he also is a man of faith. I really appreciate you, Jonathan. Thank you so much for all the value that you give. And you've honestly inspired me to just go for it and make my podcast already. So thank you so much, Jonathan.
What's up and welcome back. We are at Friday episode once again. I'm excited that you're here. I appreciate you listening. It means a lot. A lot of people don't realize when you start something from nothing, you don't know who was actually benefit by coming with me on this journey. I want to reiterate this with a lot of emphasis for anyone who's been listening to multiple episodes, or especially for anybody who is new to the show. I'm doing this to share my journey and share ideas that I'm not 100% certain are matter of fact always. I'm very confident in what I believe and what I've been learning, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have everything figured out, or that these things are going to fix your life, or that this podcast and what it stands for, which is guide, empower, equip, proactive, driven, highly motivated young adults, young professionals, to sharpen their entrepreneurial skills, to think more independently, to develop self-awareness, to engage in learning opportunities, challenge yourself, to focus in on developing self-awareness so that you can thrive in your career, your business, and your life. That's what it's all about. And I'm inviting you along on the journey so that we can share these ideas with each other. And I don't want for any 1 second anyone to listen to this kind of show and think it's just about positivity, or just about your life sucks because you don't work hard enough, or if you only did these things, your life wouldn't suck, or something like that. I never want someone listening to think that. I never want to present a farcical show like that. In the entrepreneurial sense, you can make a difference in your life to a certain extent. And I think that other exponential growth will and has a lot better chance of coming to pass in your life if and only if you take the responsibility that you can take. So again, I'm not going to say things in a sense, or I don't want anyone to get confused By listening to this show, you are just simply coming with me on this journey as I learn, develop my self-awareness, my emotional intelligence, my business acumen, my entrepreneurial skill set, and I really do want this to help other people who are just like me, you the listener. So wherever you are in your life, whether you're just coming out of college, whether you are on your fourth career position, I want you to understand that this show is not a fix-it solution for everything. I've said this in the past and I will say it again because I don't want anyone, especially new listeners, to get the twisted idea that this podcast is about having engaging conversations that present truths, present some ideas that we can learn about and comb through together. After some deep reflection, so it's taken me roughly 2 to 5 minutes to share this with you. I want to make sure that is clear. Know that I'm not coming at this from a place of this will fix things for you if only you worked harder or if only you knew these techniques and read these books and listened to this podcast. Yes, all those things may very well help us in our lives, but it's not. If your life sucks, I'm not going to tell you it sucks because you suck or because you're not working hard enough. It could very well be the case that you are doing everything in your realm of capability that you know how to do, and you're striving to develop new skills and push yourself in every area of your life, and still you're not seeing any improvement. Stay consistent, keep going. I think that it will yield more positive results in your life to do that. Again, I am coming at this podcast from that angle as opposed to, oh, just think good thoughts, be positive all the time. Forget that. You know what? I try to embrace the season that I'm in. I never try to run from it, mask it, hide it. Unintentionally, I do at times. That being said, I anticipate the continued growth of this show, the continued impact of the Heart Healthy Hustle show, of the guests coming on and sharing it with you as well. If you have any questions, if there's any topics you'd like me to cover, be sure to direct message me on Instagram or on the Facebook group. Bringing on guests, clinical psychologists for mental health, big-time entrepreneurs, micro-influencers in their own community, people who are really generous, kind individuals who are giving to their community locally, who are almost micro-influencers. I'm bringing people on who I want to better, who I'd like to emulate at least portions and parts of their life, who I admire, who I respect. I want to create a civil discourse between me and those individuals and facilitate via the podcast an invigorating conversation that can instill some insightful truths, ideas, and get you thinking and get us thinking together. That is what I'm about on this podcast show, remaining curious, remaining humble, and asking the right questions, asking good questions, caring about learning and learning better. That's my approach. I hope that is coming through loud and clear on this show. Some people are business people. Some people are in a lifetime corporate career. Some people are stay-at-home moms. Some people are entrepreneurial and own a business. So there's a very diverse listenership or subscription base to this show, and it has a lot to do with everybody is an individual person. Everybody's a human. We all go through the human experience, and that is why I believe this show is so impactful, and I will do what I can to continue bringing that to you, the listener. To continue enjoying the listening experience, go ahead, share this show with one friend today, or just on your Instagram stories, tag me, say, hey, John, what's up? I really enjoyed this episode. Keep crushing it. Or you stink. Don't podcast anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm excited. Today I got a shipment of t-shirts. As always, live wide open. Remember, live open-handed, live generously, live wide open on the throttle, wide open on sharing truth, wide open to learning, wide open, full effort, never leaving anything back. Don't hold back. Give it your all. That's what I mean when I say live wide open, and I hope that you will do that as well in your life. Don't hold back. We don't get to come back and do a round two. Remember, this is the last time you will get to live this day. This second is over. That second is over. Keep focused on the present moment. Realize that you're not promised tomorrow. Make the most of it now. We don't get to try. I'm challenging myself. This is revving me up right now. I'm challenging myself recently. Look at what are you holding back from or holding out on due to the fact that you think, oh, if only I prepare a little bit better for that, or if only, because when you get older, when you look back on your 27-year-old self, are you going to want the way you lived to be the way that you lived? Or are you going to wish or regret that you didn't just go for it even though you weren't fully prepared? So I'm challenging myself recently to think that way now. I do think it's important to rest, grow, heal, and continue developing yourself. And I also do recognize the importance to continue taking sloppy action and insightful, logical action. This is not a practice round. This isn't a practice round, and it does scare me at times when I think of life that way, but it does also invigorate and light a fire under my butt because I realize it's time to take action on certain things, and it's a blast. It really is. I really appreciate the experience. I will see you on Monday. Godspeed. Fearless.